to go here. Umpire Darren Agnew holds the ball aloft, and we're underway. Third quarter action here from Main Street Reserve.
A 4-point lead here to Thomastown. 34 plays 30. Ball in the middle of the ground, just edging out towards the wing. No one can get clean possession of it as of yet. Lalor with the advantage. Here comes Bradley Kelly. Now he gets it onto Gibson. Ignores Smith and goes over the top, and here goes Jared King. Takes the mark at centre half back, so going backwards to go forward. King takes it and goes direct inside the middle of the ground. That's a beautiful kick, a searing kick into the centre circle. It's taken by Shane Jacobs. Now he goes long towards half forward. Hughes is there, had one grab, tried the second bite, couldn't take it in. Angelovski comes through, kicking off the ground there is Cadby, out towards the wing, into that mud patch near the boundary line. Hughes was there carrying it over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in just in front of the interchange benches here, just forward of centre, right half forward.
So again, Lalor kicking to the Main Street end, the end with the wind in this quarter, just taking out of the ruck there was Dowdle, but the ball's now been turned over. Opposite foot kick up the line there was by Chadwick, found its way to Osadura, who worked one around to Leo. He couldn't trap it, and we'll have a throw-in now, half forward for Thomastown, leading this contest 34-30. We've gone just over a minute in this first quarter. Top two spot on the line for these two sides. In Division 2 as the umpire now brings the ball back into play. Terzioski against Morrison. Terzioski fists it forward for Thomastown. Picked up though by Scott Dow. Backtrack to to Jared King, third time we've done that today. Now Taronis, back now in the hands of Jared King, tried to break a tackle, just shook it at the end. Right foot kick long up the line. It's a good looking kick for Smith, who took a great contested mark, and he's away.
Shannon Smith goes up the wing, kicks inside the forward 50, looking for a target, and the target didn't take a mark. It was Sandy. It just slipped through his arms. Thomastown will get it back in defence. Fellows just smacks it onto the boot. Bit of a wayward kick. Shanks off to the side and out for a throw-in.
Penetration by foot by Jared King's been sensational all day. He really set up Smith there.
So there'll be a throw-in. In fact, that one just went over the line.
Free kick to Ricky McCurry.
Okay. So McCurry has it on half-back. I'm not sure what that was for. His kick goes up the line. Kupo came in from the side, couldn't take the mark, and that one's gone out for a throw-in.
34 plays 30. Same score we had at half-time. Thomastown with a 4-point lead. The boundary umpire to throw it in once more. On front of the Thomastown interchange bench. It is Terzioski who knocks his man out of the ruck, grabs it, and then swings a kick up towards the middle of the ground where the relieving mark is taken for Lalor by Scotty Morrison. It was pretty good in the first half, and now he launches a long ball into the forward half, looking for Hughes. There's the mark. What a great grab taken there. He was under serious duress by his direct opponent, but he was able to, even though one hand was impeded, his other arm was able to be free, and he was able to latch it in underneath his armpit, and a great mark.
It's the old classic, hold off the opponent with one arm, take the mark with the free one. He'll go back now. He hasn't kicked the goal today, nor has his direct number down the other end in Matt Ferraro, the two leading goal kickers in Division 2 this year. Both goalless thus far. If he kicks this, so he'll go equal first in the goal kicking table. Shot on goal by Hughes, just hugged the goal post there and sneaks through, and Lalor takes back the lead with that major to Todd Hughes. They go to 5 goals, 6-36. Thomastown 5-4-34. You can hear the wind in the effects mic. It's really going to play a big part in this second half. You'd feel Tom Flanagan, and in this third quarter, Lalor's certainly kicking with a handy breeze.
They sure are. The wind's certainly playing its part in the commentary box at the moment. Papers flying everywhere, but out in the middle, yes, it will be very interesting. Lalor kicking with that wind, as you said, and they've got the first goal of this third quarter.
We'll go around the grounds in Division 2. Diamond Creek 8-8-56 leads Mernda 2-3-15. Half-time Panticle, I should say, 7-7-49 leads the Fitzroy Stars 6-11-47. So Panticle by 2 points there. And in the other game in Division 2, Whittlesea's 9-5-59 to Hurstbridge 7 goals 4-46. And I think they're looking for a replacement football.
Yeah, the ball's gone AWOL.
So gives us a chance to go around the grounds in Division 3. And Reservoirs are certainly doing a number on Banyule, 12-8-80 to Banyule 3-6-24. Heidelberg West 6 goals straight 36. Trails Epping 13-1-79 and St Mary's 6-6-42. Trail South Morang 13-1-79 as we have a replacement ball on the field, and we're ready to resume action here with Thomastown trailing 34 to Lalor 36.
A goal from Hughes as well, levels up the Division 2 leading goal scoring, 51 apiece for Ferraro and Hughes.
So ball at ground level, out of the middle of the ground, working really hard. At the bottom of the pack is Tino here for Thomastown, got it to Cupo. He tried to get boot to ball, he was impeded. Now going hard is Stoikos, and he's released Cadby, and it is advantage. It's going to go the way of Thomastown after a free kick was played in the middle. Cadby rolls one up to half forward. Aussie Duro the first one there, couldn't take it cleanly. Good close checking pressure there by Jason Dow. Ball out of bounds, Thomastown forward half. It's going to be thrown in again.
Right in front of Layla's benches, 55 metres out, left half forward. To be thrown in, Thomastown's half of the ground. Terzioski doing the ruck work, taps it out the back. Latino couldn't get on the end of it. Jacobs does. Clears that one up towards centre wing. Front position though was Ricky McCurry. Overlapping handball with Chadwick and likewise Fitzari. On the left boot, pumps it long towards half forward. Aussie Giro went for the dive. Mistimed it. Bounces once and out of play for a throw in back at left half forward.
As the wind, Tom, as the wind picks up, you feel every goal to that cricket net end of the ground is worth its weight in goal, don't you feel, with such a heavy breeze being kicked into now?
Yes, certainly. Terzioski off the back of that contest for Lino's, the man breaking through a couple of tackles, then taken down, didn't dispose of it correctly, so it's going to be a Layla ball. Wanting to take the advantage was Dowdle, but the umpire said no, bring it back. It's going to be a Upoko ball at right half back, and he releases into the middle of the ground. Plenty of numbers for both sides. Great mark taken there by Cadby, and he can reload the other way here for Thomastown if he likes. He's got a man over the top. It's a high and up and under for Harrower. It didn't favour him at all, so Bonson's going to get on it. His kick around the corner wasn't a great one either. Straight in the arms of Stoikos. He'll take the mark between wing and half back.
Fitzari on half back, goes short and finds a man on the wing in Chadwick. Chadwick chips that one over the top to Harrower, who keeps his feet this time, but didn't get the ball, and the ball goes out of play. Centre wing, near side of the ground. There'll be a throw-in.
Was Fitzari, as you called.
Will be thrown in near side. Terzioski goes highest and gets a double hand down. Goes away with Layla though. They might get it back here, Thomastown. McCurry flips the hand and ball out, and here goes Dowdle. He emerges with it. Kicks inside forward 50. No mark taken from Layla. It bounces around. Lozanovsky's there. Plenty of players coming through. Badley Kelly tries to soccer it off the ground. Getting down low there is Angelovsky. It comes out the way of Thomastown and doing very nicely there. I think that was Felino. He spirals the ball inside the middle of the ground. McCurry comes through. Dives on top of it. Receives a free kick, I believe. Handballs to the overrunning Tino, whose kick was smothered. Layla will get it back in the middle. No, Thomastown do. Thomastown's handball was smothered as well. It's back and forth. Tackles being laid in the centre square. The free kick. No.
Layla ball high. The non-officiating umpire saw that one. It's going to go all the way back, and it's going to be a free kick to Upoko.
Frantic footy going on here at the moment. At the start of the second half, Upoko released a handball, put Jacobs under pressure, but Jacobs is quick with his kick. Gets it to Hughes. Almost took the mark under serious duress. Gets a free kick anyway. Thomastown fans not happy.
He played the mark in the end there. He probably had a good purchase of it there for a long while. He's just playing in front, and when you get in front there, he's got the long arms. It's hard to spoil around, so Todd Hughes can go back and he'll shoot at his second goal for the quarter. If he puts this one through, Lalor opens up an 8-point advantage.
This would be a huge goal. Put the buffer back on for Layla. They'd be able to have a nice handy little lead as they did for the majority of the first half. Todd Hughes from 55 metres out. That was swinging out to the right. And it is one behind. So 1 goal 3 for Todd Hughes.
Yeah, he hasn't had any kicking boots on today. 5-7-37, Lalor. Thomastown 5-4-34. Has to be said, he's one more ball than his opposite number in Ferraro. Ferraro's had limited, I guess, ball go his way. I think Osaduro's worked well as a foil. At the moment, Ferraro's the only man inside Thomastown's attacking half of the ground with his direct opponent, but open space, but just hasn't seen any of the ball so far in this quarter. As it looks like it's a 50-metre penalty after all this, so it's going to be a handy advancement here for Thomastown.
8.5 gone, 34 plays 37, very low scoring here. We're into the third quarter. Short kick sideways, going to be called back. McCurry's taking the free kick. He wanted Tino. Tino was the free option laterally. It's going to be retaken though, so Ricky McCurry, true centre half back. He's got Fitzari long, he's got Aussie Juro slightly longer on the near side. Harrower as well, and the whistle keeps on going, I don't know why. And here goes McCurry finally with his kick. Comes out the near side. Dow flew highest, couldn't take the mark. Coming through Fitzari, putting his body on the line, as did Tino. Off to Rizzolio, and now Harrower's away with his run. But his kick was shanked off the side of the boot. Terzioski on the pick-up. Harrower continues, and he barges his way through. Receives a free kick as well.
He's a great hard worker, Harrower.
High free kick over the shoulder. Goes off to Aussie Giro, who slips in the mud. Whistle's gone. Another high free kick. They're getting lucky here, Thomastown.
Bit of feeling in this contest now, isn't there?
There is plenty of cheers from the crowd beneath us as well. Thomastown fans and Lalor fans alike. Aussie Giro.
Ferraro says go long.
The players, I'm sure, are feeling a bit of pressure now. Into the third quarter, 3 points the margin. Aussie Giro, forward of centre, goes long up towards half forward. A big flight at the back from Chadwick, couldn't take it. Chadwick to Tino, they're on 50 here. Back to Mercury, spins his way into trouble. There's 5 Lalor players there taking him to ground. The ball comes out the Bloods' way. They go through the middle of Main Street Reserve to centre half forward. Hughes in a one-on-one. It bounces towards half forward. The boundary line is there for company. Hughes wants it. It doesn't go over. Numbers coming back here for Thomastown. Lassar, underground handball. Fellows is there as well. They might emerge with it here, Lalor. Hughes with hands to it. It comes out to Digney. Digney deep in the pocket. And Thomastown, they just take it over the line in the forward pocket.
Well, way hot footy.
Gone over for a boundary throw in. Tommy Flanagan.
I was going to say enjoy a breather there. Jordan Canellis, 10 minutes and a half gone, third quarter. Lalor 37, Thomastown 34. Ball brought back in. That light tower just right in the line of vision here. Flick handball over the top though. It favoured Thomastown man there and Ricky Mercury, who broke a tackle and he just threw it on the boot. He's fortunate though because he was dumped after he kicked it. It was poor discipline there from the Lalor forward there, because his side you would have felt would have taken that ball. There's a 3-on-1 outside, but in the end it's going to be a free kick. And it's in Thomastown's hands now. Chip up the line from Lino.
Cupo's free.
Cupo though, now he's manned up, is by Shannon Smith. Great matchup that one. Cupo against Smith, two of the prime movers in Division 2 of the Northern Football League. So Felino goes short and wide. He's got his captain Fazari here, who's got some space. He touches the ball on the ground. Now he runs and gets on that trademark left foot long down the line, and his kick just faded as it got towards Rosaldio there, and it's out of bounds. Half forward here for Thomastown, trailing by 3 points. Just one goal kick so far in his third term. That went to Todd Hughes of Lalor.
37-34, Lalor with the lead. And the rucks go out. Terziowski won it down to Cupo. Cupo high, up and under kick. King is the one who flies. Couldn't bring down the mark. Going in hard there is Leo, laying a big tackle also for Lino in there. There will be yet another stoppage, about 5 metres from the last one.
Few surprise results coming out of Div1 or updates, but North Heidelberg's hit the front against Northcote Park, 8-2-50. Northcote Park 7-7-49.
Doggies up and about at the moment, as are the Bears and the Bloods. Felino getting a kick up towards half forward, picking it up there. Nice work there. Out the back. I think that might have been Smith. Handball out to Jacobs. Kick up towards wing and half forward. Mercury the first one with hands on it, but paddled out of bounds. Boundary throw-in.
So it'll be a ball in just in front of the Thomastown interchange benches. Near side of the ground. Hasn't been much play on the far side near the scoreboard. Probably, I reckon, 80% of all wing play in this game has been on the near side, clubroom side. Ball thrown in. Rising highest was a Baylor, third man up, and that one's going to go straight back over the boundary line for another throw in. 5-4-34 Thomastown. Lalor 5-7-37. 12 and a half minutes gone here in the third term.
So Jacobs brings it back in. Sorry, Sam. Into the middle of the ground. It was a grubber for Hughes at ground level. He got that back on the 1-2 from a teammate, and then a high one up towards half forward. Contesting there was Felino, doing really nicely at ground level. That was Lozanovsky. His kick up high, almost the mark there to Terziowski. He was pushed in the back while he was trying to take that mark, so he will get the free kick. Just defensive side of the wing. He's got Cupo over the top. He's got Ossiduro long. He's got Ferraro even further. He decides to head in the direction of Ossiduro, who's going to get a ride. Oh, good work there by Gibson to bring the ball to ground here for Lalor. At the bottom of the pack, Chadwick working hard. Also nice little handball out releases here for Cupo. His kick inside the full forward. Might have been a holding free. And it's going to go Lalor's way. Thinking he was away on that occasion was Stoikos running into the open goal, but the free kick was paid. It's going to be a Lalor ball.
Yeah, he just got caught behind there, didn't he? Tried to work his way to the front of it, but he had a grab of Glowry's jumper now, so the kick out. Looking for a dangerous one there. Standing underneath it was Dowdle. Fazari came at the back, spoiled it to ground level to Tino. Spears one inside. Magnificent kick, and it's found Chris Leo here. Maybe just on his range. The man on the mark stands 45 metres out. Leo is being encouraged to take a shot, but a spear there by Totino really opened up the ground.
Beautiful kick from Josh Totino, the former Epping player. And here goes Chris Leo. So he's going to line up directly in front of goal. The kick from just on the 50. Right foot kick on the way. It's tumbling. Yeah, it's going to go into the pocket, but the mark is taken. It was a poor kick from Leo, but it comes off with a beneficial results. James Rizzolio marks in the pocket, and he'll have a shot at goal from 25 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, this to be Thomastown's first score of the quarter. We've gone now some 14 and a half minutes, similar to the first, this one. Very low scoring in the opening half of the term. Will it open up as the first did? Rosolio shot on goal, is hooking, and it's missed right to the right. It was a helicopter punt, and it didn't work its way through for a goal. So it's 5-5-35 Thomastown. Lalor 5-7-37. We might go. Actually, we've got the ball now in the hands of King, so we'll keep with the play, and King goes long and strong down the middle. It's over everyone's head. It's ended up halfway down the ground. Fazari just patted it to his own advantage, and he ran onto it. Fazari doing well. The Thomastown skipper gets on the left. He's got a loose man inside 50, and taking the mark 48 metres out is James Rosolio. He can switch it out wide here. He had Shannon Bull streaming towards goal, opts not to. And he's in a chip now into the forward pocket with Stoikos has led. Gets two on the bounce now, Stoikos. Can he work some magic? Right foot snap around the body. No one home but Jared King, and he'll relieve from deep in defence.
He's been magnificent, King. He goes out towards the wing again. And last time they didn't play that one deliberate, and they're not going to play it again. It's out of bounds, boundary throw in.
Round the grounds, Division 1, Eltham 6-4-40, leading Greensboro 2-7-19. And we've also got West Preston 4-12-36. Leading McLeod 5-4-34.
Blushes for the boundary umpire. I believe he slipped over as he went to throw that one in. Ball comes in the second time around. Bonson handballs it to his own advantage underground. Waits for it to pop up, but he went down. Ball hits the deck. Coming through Thomastown players with
Ricky
numbers.
McCurry
to Fazzari, back to McCurry. Kick hugs the line. Gonna have to be good here. Stoikos, he couldn't take the mark. That was Rosolio, in fact. Ball goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Might continue those around the ground score. Division 1. Montmorency 7-5-47, Trails Lower Plenty 9-6-60. Bundura getting further ahead of Heidelberg. It's now 21 points, 37, plays 58.
Cloud coverage prevalent here at Main Street Reserve, but the sun still shines through as King kicks that one out of the stoppage and goes up towards the wing. Good mark taken by Angelovski. True centre wing near side of the ground. He goes up the line and goes up towards half forward. Hughes is there. He went for the mark. The ball hits the ground. Thomastown with numbers at the fall. Lassar taken down without it. Dow is in there, as is McCurry. Ball spits out here. They come away with it. Bonson, he's taken the ground in a big tackle. Ball comes free again. Thomastown with numbers. Hughes takes his man down in a tackle. Good forward pressure from Lalor. Good work getting hands to the ball there from Thomastown, but there will be a ball up. 30 metres out, Lalor's goal.
Thomastown 35, sorry Tommy. Lalor 37, 17 minutes played. Tom Flanagan with the call.
It is a 2-point ball game at the moment. Deep inside the Lalor forward half, the umpire to throw it up once again. Terziowski winning it down as he has done for much of the day, and then goes back in, wins his own ball, tries to paddle out to Foligno, but he was wrapped up first. There'll be another stoppage. It was great play by Fazzari in the middle of the ground a couple of moments ago where he punched it in front of himself and then chased up after it and laced out a teammate. Inspirational stuff. Now the ball back in play once again, and again another tackle laid and another stoppage will happen.
So 50 out from Lalor's goal. Shane Jacobs had that one in his hands. Umpire will have it in his in about 2 seconds. Ball thrown up, just right of centre half forward. Hipoko clears that one towards full forward. It might swing back for a goal. I think there was a fingertip on the way through. Dell is there, as is Baddeley Kelly, but Thomastown do just enough to rush that through for one more behind. And so Lalor move back out to a 3-point margin. 35 plays 38.
So from fullback, Thomastown trying to exit their defensive half. Ricky McCurry takes the mark in the left back pocket. Further afield, he's got Cadby and Ossie Duro. He decides to go a little straighter than that, looking for Terziowski, he wasn't the man out the front. The man out the front was Lucas Fellows. He did magnificently well to take the grab in the pack, and he goes over the top, finds Harrower. Harrower further afield looking for a target. Ossie Duro is the deepest one, but he's still about 70 metres out from goal. High up and under there from Harrower in that Ossie Duro direction. He gets his hands to it. Ball at ground level now, working hard there. James McCurry. He laid a shepherd for Chadwick. He got taken out of bounds there by Gibson. There will be a throw in. Thomastown forward half this time.
5-5 plays 5-8, Samuel.
3 points of difference, as Jordan said. We're getting to the closing stages of this quarter as time on approaches. Just the one goal for the turn. That went to Hughes of Lalor. Ball's tapped to the front there by Terziowski. Picked up by Jacobs. Overhead handball's nice. Opened up Gibson. Upoko now into the space of Smith. The ball sits kindly for him. He has Fazzari drawn to him, but his handball's going to be turned over. But now it's been fumbled and it gives a chance for Bonson to get inside. Also Smith, untidy play here. Smith's wrapped up in a big tackle. And the umpire calls for the footy. Half forward here for Lalor. Leading here by 3 points. Only 10 goals so far. sun's now beaming over the ground, but certainly it is slippery underfoot. We've seen a few players go to ground without pressure.
19.5 minutes gone, third quarter. Tino bursting away from the stoppage. He takes a bounce. He's got a man over the top. He can release in a little bit of space. Natoli, can he take it cleanly? He can't. Jared King, magnificent stuff. He's able to get the ball back, but his kick was under pressure. Sporowski takes a good relieving mark in the back half. Much needed one there for Thomastown. So Sporowski about 40 metres out from his defensive goal. Not much moving further afield, decides to go short, finds his teammate there in Lassar. Partners in crime there in the back half. And a chip further back finds Cadby. And he's deep, hemmed up against the boundary in the left back pocket. His chip over the top fine. Ricky McCurry has been one of the star performers today for Thomastown. His second quarter was magnificent. And again in the third, he stepped up to the plate. So Ricky McCurry over the top looking for Fazari and Aussie Duro. Got his hands to it, Aussie Duro. Fazari sharked it beautifully. And he was wrapped up in a big tackle, but not before he got his handball off. And out towards the boundary, another boundary throw.
The other Division 2 top 4 game, Whittlesea's breaking clear of Hurstbridge, 11-5-71. Whittlesea, Hurstbridge 7-4-46. Diamond Creek doing it well over Myrna, 57-22.
Ball thrown in centre wing. Aussie Giro with the clearance. That one tumbles about 10 metres forward. Rizzolio had it, went through his hands. Cupo gets down to pick it up. Holding call from the umpire. It's going to be a free kick going Layla's way. Kane Digby will have it, centre wing. Cuts that one up towards centre half forward. Hughes wants to fly, can't go there. He was well manned up by the Thomastown defenders. Here goes Lozanovsky. Hands and knees, the ball's trapped underneath him. There'll be a ball up from the umpire, right on the point of the centre square.
The wind's really died down in the last 5 minutes, hasn't it? It's still blowing, but nowhere near the extent it was early in this third quarter, as Mercury now hands and knees for Thomastown, and that ball again is going nowhere. Lots of numbers around the footy, very congested as the umpire calls for the footy.
21.5 minutes gone, only one goal in this quarter, which came in the third minute. Ball thrown up. Punch forward into the corridor, just bounces around centre half forward for a little bit. Now there's a clearance here from Layla. They pump that one into the pocket. It might go goal bound. It hooks out to the right. It's actually gone through for a goal. Miraculous kick.
One stepper from Toddy Hughes.
I have no idea how that went through in the breeze, but it did, and that's a great goal from Todd Hughes. And Layla extend their lead now to 9 points.
That's a really handy goal, isn't it? Late in this third quarter. We've only played 22 minutes, but you don't feel it'll go too long. Just a 2 goals kick. We have had some stoppages throughout the quarter, but an important one. Hughes with the 2 goals for the term. He goes to outright first in the Division 2 goal kicker charts, and Lalor, more importantly, go 9 points ahead here, 6-8-44. Thomastown 5-5-35.
Back in the middle, ball one down. Cupo's going to be the first one to get there. He actually wasn't in the end. It was nice work there by Morrison, who's gone into the middle of the ground. Big tackle laid. There will be a secondary stoppage. That tumbling, wobbling one step absolutely high up and under. Didn't know what it was kick. What a sensational goal that was from Todd Hughes. As we get things started, once again, ball at ground level. Lot of numbers around the footy here at the moment. Going hard, Shannon Smith, Bonson, Upoku at the bottom of the pack. And there will be yet another stoppage. So Layla have just got a nice little break now with the 2 goals in this quarter. 9 points. And we get things started once again. Umpire throws it up, ball at ground level. Big tackle laid on Terzioski, the ruckman. And we'll have yet another stoppage, so that's 3 in the same spot in a matter of seconds. And once again, here they go again. Jared King this time, he's able to force it forward. Now picking it up there at ground level. Nice work there on that occasion there by Langbourne. But a big tackle was laid once more.
You feel the goal either way here before 3/4 time's massive. If Layla can get it, it's going to be hard to rein in a 15-point deficit for Thomastown. But if the Bears can kick one into the breeze, it makes it just a 3-point deficit going into the last.
Ball thrown up at centre half forward here for Layla, but emerging with it for Tsari, who's been magnificent. That kick was partially touched. It comes out now to Digny, who kicks from 50. It's going to go to the goal square. They need a mark. It's going to go over for one, a rush behind there for Layla. So their margin extends now out to 10 points.
Thomastown must realise the importance of these next 5 minutes. If Layla are able to get 1 or 2 goals here, that could be game gone.
You think they might be content to just hold the footy here. They trail 5-5-35 Thomastown. Layla 6-9-45 in this term. Layla's added 2-3. Thomastown just a 1 point. It's Sash Sporowski who kicks to himself. He goes wide looking for Cadby. Gibson sport from behind. He got a massive cannon in the back from a teammate there, Gibson. He's still just getting up to his feet now, but it's moved forward from Shannon Ball to Chadwick, who is able to tunnel a handball out to Stoikos, goes back to Chadwick. They've worked it well here. Now he throws it on the left, 1-on-1 inside 50. Rizzolio. Well, in the end, King got their 3rd man across here for Layla, who's done so well. Jared King, being one of the best players on the ground today, sends a right foot long ball towards half forward, but Fellows, well, thought he took the mark, but it was touched off hands there, so allowed to play on here. Handball out wide, finds the Tino of Thomastown. They start to move forward. Nice left foot kick, and it finds Daniel Chadwick, who takes the slips catch at centre wing, kicks it now inside 50. Felino flew, couldn't get hands to the ball at ground level. He's got support now. Ricky Mercury, high up and under. Who's the target? Ossaduro sits under it. Ossaduro takes a strong double grab mark there. He's taken it 35 metres out directly in front, but with the breeze he's kicking into, this is certainly no gimme.
Well, he's had Morrison on him all day. Morrison's just moved into the middle of the ground and he's had to man up on a new opponent. And first aerial contest with his new opponent, he's been able to take a mark. And he's such a dangerous player when he does get his hands on it, Ossaduro.
They have moved their defence around a little bit in this quarter, Layla, because Glowry has been playing on Ferraro when it was Scott Dowell earlier, Jason Dowell it was, so maybe that's what's giving away a few of these shots a goal.
So Jacob Ossaduro coming in for his second goal of the afternoon. It would be a much needed one. Would bring the margin back to just 4 points on the cusp of three-quarter time. Ossaduro is the best set shot in the team, but not on that occasion. Off to the right, one behind.
And you can see how much he had to really put into that ball just to make the journey from 35. So they're 9 points down, but they're coming home with the win here as King goes the big torpedo out wide to the halfback flank. Dowell takes a strong chest mark and he's looking to move the ball on quickly, but up the ground, Thomastown's done well to man up every Lalor man, but he got around the man on the mark, kicked it long towards half forward. Fellows couldn't take a one-handed mark. It falls to Hughes. Snaps on the right. That might be a goal. It is. Oh, big coast-to-coast play on the real grips of three-quarter time here. Todd Hughes has kicked 3 goals for the quarter. And Lalor goes to 7 goals, 9-51. Thomastown 5-6-36. That's the old 11-point play. Thomastown miss at one end. Lalor go coast to coast. It all started with a long kick from Jared King, and then Dowell did the rest. Got it forward, and there are 3 really important players: King, Dowell, and Hughes, all involved there, setting up an important goal. 15 points to margin. The highest margin was seen in the game was 19 points early in the second term. It's a big play there for the Bloods right before three-quarter time.
36 plays 51. Layla with a healthy advantage here as far as this game goes, 15 points. It's going to be a secondary ball up in the middle of Main Street Rec Reserve here, the home of Thomastown. Comes out the way of Layla. They go right inside forward 50 again. There could be a mark. Might be another score here, and there is. Just one rush behind.
Well, two snaps around the body from Hughes. How important could they prove to be? One at the 21-minute mark, one at the 26. 2 important goals late in this quarter. And the margin now 16 points as Thomastown look to exit their defensive lines. The mark taken overhead here by James Mercury at half-back.
Left half-back near side of the ground. James Mercury gets on his right. Wobbles that one up towards centre wing. Terziowski goes for the big fly. It's been a push in amongst that stoppage. And there is the three-quarter time siren. And after 27 and a half minutes, Scott Morrison has a hopeful shot at goal from centre wing. That wasn't going anywhere near the goal. Thomastown 5-6-36, Layla 7-10-52. The margin at the final break is 16 points to the Bloods.
Big final term coming up here. If Layla can win this one.
Effort. There has to be tackles and blocks and shepherds and smothers. Let's win all those 1%ers and key indicators, and we'll come away with a win here today. That's what Dean Sinclair said. And now back in the middle for the start of this last quarter. Cadby gets up high, smashes it up towards half forward. Abella's going to be the first one with hands on it. He gets out into space for Ricky Mercury. Got a bad bounce. Going in hard is Jacobs. He tries to get a handball out. Chadwick in tight. He's wrapped up straight away. Now Jared King here for Layla. He's got the ball. He swings a dribbling, tumbling ball out towards the wing. Trying to pick it up there. Couldn't quite do it there on that occasion. There was Parry. Now the ball at ground level working through Chadwick. Chadwick handball to Abella. Nice tight hot start to this last quarter. Abella round the corner up towards half forward. Mercury just belts it, bashes it towards the half forward flank. Picking it up there, relieving grab there from the Layla player at half back, and now he gets it back on the 1-2, but there was a player held off the ball, so it's going to be Layla free kick. A little bit reckless there from Tristan Harrower. It's going to be a Layla ball at half back. Scotty Morrison with the footy. 16 points the margin, 5-6 plays 7-10 in favour of Layla. Round 14 Division 2 action here from Main Street Reserve. Thomastown hosting Layla here in a Division 2 clash. There's going to be a 50-metre penalty here, paid to Layla at half-back. So they'll take it on the wing. Might have been just for a little bit of back chat perhaps. So it didn't seem anything too malicious in terms of physicality. Must have been verbal.
So Lalor will have it just forward of centre wing, in the hands of Scott Morrison, the key defender. One long kick will get them inside 50 with a potential shot at goal. Morrison winds it up and goes a bit more direct, but to full forward, and Hughes takes the mark, 20 metres out. It was a well-measured kick from the fullback to find his full forward. And now Todd Hughes can extend perhaps past the game-high margin of 19
He's
points.
kicked the only 3 goals of this second half so far. He can kick his 4th now.
He's proving the difference, isn't he, Tom?
And exactly, he is proving the difference, and he'll make things very, very tough for the Bears if he can put this one through. We know the season's on the line for both these teams, and Todd Hughes has stepped up to the plate here in the second half for Lalor. Can he put this one through to make it just about impossible for the Bears to get back? It's still possible, but just about impossible. In he comes now, Toddy Hughes. He's had a sensational second half, as I said, and he's continued that in fine fashion. He's got his 4th of the afternoon, and he's proving to be the match winner for the Bloods.
So Todd Hughes with 4 successive goals in this game here. He's kicked 54 for the season now, and Lalor goes to a game-high 22-point lead, 8-10-58. The Bloods, Thomastown, 5-6-36 boys. How do the Bears respond now? They need to kick 4 goals to win this game. They kick 5 3/4.
Well, they don't need to give away silly 50-metre penalties like they did before when the ball was being locked in their forward half. A little bit of abuse turns into a Lalor goal, but they've got a chance here as they come out of the middle again. Almost the mark taken there at half-back by a Lalor player, but Ricky McCurry does very nicely to flick it onto Harrower. Harrower to Abella. Abella tries to get it back to Harrower. He's got to pick it up at ground level, fumbled it a couple of times. Now handball back to that man Abella and Harrower again. They're working hard, these two. Chadwick gets involved. Ricochets off McCurry's back. His kick. Now a high one from Harrower is going to go towards the boundary. Is it kept in? No, the umpire says it's out on the full. It just carried over the boundary rope, and it will be a Lalor ball in the left back pocket.
So deep in defence here, the Bloods. They've got a few options out on the near side. They go in that direction. Jacobs looks like he's hanging around, but a good mark taken in front there by Felino. Right half forward. He's about 60 out from his goal. And there's certainly plenty of options further ahead inside the forward 50. He's lining up the sticks though, so he fancies himself from this angle. Felino, right foot kick, hugs the line, it curves around with the boundary. It's going to go all the way to the line, stops on the goal line, doesn't go through in fact, and here goes Lalor, and they'll actually rush this one before they repel out of defence. So one more rush behind, it goes the way of Thomastown.
Clever there by Joe King to rush it over further behind. There was pressure coming if he decided to keep the ball in play.
21 points the margin. King comes out the near side looking for Dowdle. He went for the fly, couldn't bring it down. Tatino gets the crumbs. Handballs forward to McCurry, back to Tatino, who carves a path in the middle of the ground, but he leaves it behind. And now Lalor will get it back through Dowell. He turns his man inside out. He wants the handball forward. He does. They're inside 50, but they've fallen over. Bonson, he gives it away, and Thomastown will go back the other direction. No, they don't. They lose it. Now it comes to Fazari. It's back and forth here on centre half back. Now it comes out the way of Natoli on left centre wing. He goes up towards half forward. It overruns Aussie Duro, and Lalor can repel from defence. They can reset through the captain, Shannon Smith.
And here they go through the middle of the ground. Smith laces out his man, and a chip kick over the top now in the half forward, taking the ball on the bounce. Here is Parry. He gave it to a runner who kicks high up and under into full forward. Hughes got his hands to the ball at ground level, sharking it and snapping towards goal. Is it going to dribble there? No, it's not. It was an opportunistic effort there at the back. There might have been Bonson who got that ball.
So it's Lalor 8-11-59, 22 points ahead of Thomastown, 5-7-37. Some big results all around the league so far today, with Eltham now well clear of Greensboro, Bundoora well clear of Heidelberg, and North Heidelberg really putting in a close one against Northcote Park as the chip out from the fence by Josh Tatino finds Cupo now. Time already becoming the enemy for Thomastown. Already 5 minutes played in this last quarter. A Seagull nearly got flattened by that ball there, but Thomastown are working forward. Kick from the boundary from Felino, centering ball over Ferraro's head. Getting back and dropping the mark in defence there was Langborn. In fact, it was Glowry. It's only as far as Natoli to kick out. He got a high one, and Adrian Natoli, hands and knees, wins a free kick. He'll go back from 40 metres out directly in front. Boys, the Bears simply need this ball to go through the middle. There's no other alternative.
They've kicked a few long goals today. They've all been from much taller players than this man here with the ball in hand, Adrian Natoli. He's going to have to kick this one quite a long way. He's got a big run up. He'll start just forward of the circles, and we'll kick it from about 50 metres out, directly in front here at Main Street Reserve. He lines it up. Left foot kick is on the way. It starts straight, goes out to the right, and just hangs out for one behind.
Just kept fading, didn't it? So that minor score puts Thomastown to 5-8-38. They've kicked just 4 behind since half-time. We're now 6.5 minutes into the final quarter. 5-8-38, Lalor 8-11-59. That's a nice kick out finding Shannon Smith.
Smith marks at left half back, the captain of Lalor. He's got McCurry on the mark. He's got Langman up the line. He's got Parry up the line. Decides to go more central. The kick was a bit heavy though. Finds his way into open space. Dow swoops on it. Darts his way in through the middle of the ground. Handballs forward to Jacobs. Overlapping run of Parry on the right boot. Goes inside forward 50. No mark taken. A good spot at the back of Stoikos. Parry goes again. It's at centre half forward. Thomastown emerge. A sweeping handball out to Chadwick at right half back. He pumps that one up the line. He's got McCurry for the fly. He goes second bite of the cherry. Brings it down. Touch on the way through. Umpire says holding the ball. Just give it to me. Another ball up on centre wing. It's a tough contest here at Main Street Reserve. 38 plays for 52. Ball thrown up. Terzioski wins the tap down. Ball hits the ground. It's spewed out here to McCurry, who's taken to ground again, and the umpire says, I'll have it again. Another ball up just inside the centre square.
38 plays 59. Thomastown need to get things moving pretty quickly if they're going to have a chance here in the last quarter. Foligno's going to be the one who runs onto it, but Smith did really well for Lalor. Put his teammate under a bit of pressure, but he gets it back here now, Smith, and then feeds it further back to Dow. But his kick is pitching right in front of Abella. He's closely checked there by King. Ball out of bounds deep in the left forward pocket here for Thomastown. They just simply must lock it in and get a score here.
Well, it's gone 8 minutes now. It's Lalor the only side with the goal. So Thomastown, we saw them make a late charge at the end of the second quarter. You'd feel they need to make an earlier charge in this term.
You would think so. Now Gibson going up in the ruck, wins it down to ground level, bursting his way through is Jacobs. Got it out to King. They've both been stars today for the Bloods. And King moves it off half-back, tried to find Dow. 3 players collided there on that occasion. Dow kept his feet, going hard. Natoli, his left footer under pressure, didn't take the time to think about his kick, and Jacobs takes yet another mark at half-back. He's been prolific this afternoon, Shane Jacobs. That's why he's leading the Coaches Player of the Year, but that kick from him was uncharacteristic, straight into the man on the mark, and now it's locked up by a couple from both sides. It's right in front of the scoreboard, and it's going to be a ball up.
On the wing, far side of the ground here at Main Street Reserve. Lalor still have a healthy advantage. 21 points the margin over Thomastown. Top 4 clash here in Division 2. The ball comes out from King, goes up towards centre wing, but that one's out of bounds on the full. So Thomastown will receive the free kick on the far side in the hands of Adrian Lassar. In fact, it's Lozanovsky. He goes short inside. Tino just takes the mark. It was almost a bit heavy for him. Gets up and plays on straight away. Goes long inside forward 50. Over the top of Ferraro's head. Bounces into the pocket. Going after it hard was Ossie Giro. Just pushed his man out. That's going to be a ball in about 30 metres around from Thomastown's goal.
Around the grounds, Division 1, Northcote Park, 12-8-80, leading North Heidelberg, 10-5-65, Alpha, 9-10-64. They've doubled Greensboro, 4-8-32.
Ossie Giro down to Abella off a couple of hands, going in hard. Chadwick. Abella in there as well again. James McCurry getting hands on the ball. Cupo in there. A lot of players around it.
We'll continue those scores. West Preston 7-13, 55 trails McLeod by a point, 8-8-56 Montmorency 71 trails Lowell Plenty 82, Heidelberg 39 trails Bundura 79.
Tap down from the ruckman. They go up towards the wing. It's just going to come the way of Foligno though. Short rounds on his left boot, goes inside forward 50 and a great mark taken over the top off to his right. The ball was travelling a million miles an hour and Ricky McCurry will take it 45 metres out and he'll have a shot at goal.
James McCurry, I think, has taken that one there, but he had the 2 short options there for Lino. He kicked it off the instep and it meant that McCurry had to change directions, but he was certainly up for the task there. That was the definition of the slips catch, wasn't it? He dived to his right, had the arms outstretched.
Kept the game alive, this one.
This is an important kick. He's sliced that one as well, so they've continually missed set shots at goal in this second half. We saw Rosolio with an important miss in the third quarter, which ended up being a coast-to-coast play, and saw Lalor score down the other end. And since then, we've seen misses in this term just now McCurry also saw an earlier miss by Natoli, and now Shannon Smith takes a one-handed mark on his defensive 50.
And chips in short. Found his teammate there in Jacobs. once again racking up plenty of footy here, Shane Jacobs.
Prolific ball winner, isn't he?
He's got it at right half back. Decides to go long down the line to a 2-on-2. Scotty Dowell got first hands on it, flicked it out the back, off the back of the marking contest, and now they are away here. Lalor, long kick up towards half forward, one-on-one contest. Lalor player Hughes lost his feet. It was good play up the wing there by Freeban, but ball now out of bounds in the left forward pocket here for the Bloods. And a goal here would just about seal it.
Around the grounds, Panton Hill 12-11-83 leading the Fitzroy Stars 9-12-66. Whittlesea 17-9-111 leads Hurstbridge 9-4-58. Mernda 4-6-30 trails Diamond Creek 11-12-78. Is a chance here trying to crush through. There was Polidano stripped to the footy. Came off the shins there of Foligno. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Another Polidano kick is smothered. Now picked up and hoiked around the body by Ricky McCurry, but only as far as giant Baddeley Kelly, the youngster, just 19 years of age. He's in the Lalor leadership group. Long kick, top of the square. Great defensive mark taken there. Chris Lear gets back, takes the relieving mark. They have to move the ball on quickly. We've gone 12 minutes. It's Thomastown 5-9-39. Lalor 8-11-59. The ball's at the wrong end for the Bears.
Jack of all trades, Chris Leo goes up the middle of Main Street Reserve, but it's been turned over. Lalor have it back in their hands, up to left half forward. Jacob slipped over, got back up just in time. Takes the mark on 50. And he'll go back and line up for what would be his first goal of the afternoon.
Gets the win.
Don't know if he could go the journey. He received plenty of kicks hold up in the breeze from this end of the ground.
129 goals in his senior career. This would be one of the toughest. He goes on the right boot. It starts right. It's not going to have the distance. Stops on the goal line. No mark taken in the square. Ball comes and hits the ground again. Thomastown players all around it. Lalor plays in there as well. Parry might have been caught high there. Umpire says nothing doing. Polidano trying to barge through. Thomastown players diving on top of the footy at ground level, putting their bodies on the line. Umpire says let's stop and let's have a ball up. 30 metres out. Thrown up. Parry goes up in the ruck, didn't win that one down. Sporowski gets the clearance, but again it's been turned over. The forward pressure from Lalor is insurmountable as Smith goes long from 50 up to the goal square. Dowell is there, couldn't take the mark. Parry lurks, Hughes is there. His handball was partially smothered on the way through. Boundary line is lurking. Boundary line wins. Throw in.
So it's going to be a throw in here. Lalor leading by 20, 13 and a half played last quarter. They're looking like winners and looking like stretching their lead at the top of the Division 2 ladder. Thomastown need to do something. They need to do something fast. Trying to crush through there. Some underground work there by Andrew Koski, and he's got a free kick. A high infringement paid there by the umpire, and you feel if the young fella goes back and converts this one, it is curtains as Lalor looks to win its 10th game of the season. And if results stay as they currently are, the Bloods will go atop the ladder. Will going to be a game on top. Won't be percentage with Whittlesea having a superior percentage, but Andrew Koski, the most important kick of the game, and that's almost gone further sideways as it has forward. It's forced through for a minor score, but Lalor still with a handy buffer. They're 8 goals, 12-60. Thomastown's 5-9-39.
All right, got to go Bears. It is go time, crunch time. Season on the line. They've got to move the ball quickly, and they do. Long drop punt up the middle of the ground. Aussie Duro might have got one in the back. Umpire didn't see it. Now at ground level, Ricky McCurry working hard with his brother James. And they've wrapped up a Lalor man at the bottom of the pack. There will be a stoppage right in the middle of the ground.
Desperation stakes, isn't it?
Rucks to go at it once more. Scotty Morrison got up nice and high, won it down to King, who tumbled one out towards right half forward. Bonson was going to be the first one there, but the ball bounced badly for him. Fazari gave a handball to Natoli. Natoli high up to half forward. Aussie Duro and Leo off their hands now, sweeping around the back. Chance to exit defence here. I think that was Smith. Right foot kick to Badley Kelly. The umpire's whistle has gone. It's going to be a downfield free kick to that man, Badley Kelly. He's going to take it about 80 metres out from his defensive goal. No, he's going to pass it off to his teammate now, who will take the free kick. No, the umpire's once again said it has to be Badley Kelly's. He can't hand that off. So it will be a Badley Kelly ball, as I initially thought. As I said, about 80 metres out from defensive goal. He goes up towards right half forward, floating in is Morrison. Also doing very nicely is Jacobs. Ball was touched though, so he just puts it out to touch and rolls it out in the left forward pocket. It will be a stoppage. Lalor just happy to lock it in the forward half.
You've just about done enough, don't you? 16 played, Tom. It's going to take something extraordinary. Just the one goal. Amazingly, just 4 goals this half. All of those going to Todd Hughes of Lalor. As Harrower there threw the head back, but the tackle was certainly below the shoulders there. He was trying to feign a free kick. The crowd wanted it, but good umpiring there because he was milking one there as A great tackle by Todd Hughes. What hasn't he been able to do in this second half, Hughes? Kick the goals, he's laid the tackles as the umpire throws the ball up again. And a whistle blown off the ball. It is a Thomastown ball, and it is going to Zoski, it looks like.
It's been a shame this way. It's been a shame the way this game has petered out in the final term, because Thomastown was certainly in the contest about halfway through the third quarter, but
Not a shame if you're a Lalor fan.
a few late goals there for Lalor has put this contest almost beyond doubt. As the ball goes up the wing, up towards half forward, Fatari's there, that one's gone over the line. And now it's just a matter for Lalor to try and ice the clock. 16 minutes gone here in the final term. The lead is 21 points.
I'm sure the Bloods fans won't mind the final quarter going the way it has. Thomastown fans, on the other hand, might not be too happy.
It's been a low-scoring affair right throughout, so a big wave of goals from Thomastown is almost unlikely. As King, for the first time today, almost turns that one over to Cupo, and he's taken the ground, and there'll be a stoppage.
17 minutes gone now. Going to have 4 goals in a serious flurry. As player comes off for the blood rule.
Might give us a chance to go around the ground, guys. We're going to Division 3 where Reservoir and Banyule certainly closed the gap on that game there, but they've had to come from far too far down against Reservoir there, as the Mustangs look to cement their place inside the top 4 on the Division 3 ladder. Of course, as we had the break, it played it's 82 plays 95, so it's back to a 13-point ball game. It was 9 goals. It's now thrown on the boot by Abella. It's going wide and it's out of bounds on the full. Continues through Division 3 around the ground. Scores to Heidelberg West 10 straight 60, Epping 25 125, St Mary's 10-8 68, South Morang 16-5 101, and Reservoir 14-11 95 to Banyule 12-10 82.
Deep in defence, Scotty Dallas to go across the face of goal out to the other back pocket. He might turn it over here. Luckily for him, Tim Murphy came through and swept upon it on half back. He's got the handball backwards. Finds his man in Jason Dow, the 100-gamer today. On the boundary line, kicks up towards half back. No mark taken there from the Tolly. Gets it on the second bite though. Weaves his way through traffic very nicely. Gets it off to McCurry on the right boot. Goes long inside forward 50. It might be a mark here. There is, but it's to Lalor in defence. Jason Dow comes out the near side, and Jacobs had it in his lap and then lost it, and it goes out for a boundary throw-in inside the Thomastown forward 50. 35 metres around from their goal, Samuel Zito.
Can they find one now here, boys? They're certainly going to leave it to extremely late. They're going to win it here. They're 39. Lalor's 60. Umpire throws the ball back in. Rucks the guy out at Morrison, won it down to the front. Hack kick out of defensive 50 there for Lalor. Trying to keep it in. There's Chadwick, but he slips the ground. And we'll have another throw in. Right where the 50 intersects the boundary line. Thomastown's end, Main Street end. They've kicked with the wind in this quarter, boys, but they've added just 3 behinds for the term.
All thrown back into play. Cadby went over his head from the throw-in. Out the back. Harry couldn't pick it up. Comes away with Chadwick. It's in a half forward. Leo hooks that one towards goal. It's a good kick. It's a great goal.
Got it.
But Thomastown get one back here.
Still a heartbeat, you might feel.
You know, it's Chadwick who may have kicked that from centre half forward, but it's a goal to Thomastown. They bring it back to 17 points.
So we're giving it to Chadwick, are we? As the margin now goes to 15 points, as Jordan said. It's Thomastown with their first goal for the half, 6-9-45. Lalor, 8 goals, 12-60. And we have gone now just shy of 20 minutes. Another ball might be lost behind that goal, so we'll go around the grounds into Division 1. We've had some pretty close scores all the way through Division 1.
Not sure. And
we'll go to Northcote Park, where the Cougars have broken clear in the last 15-9-99. North Heidelberg 10-5-65. Eltham leading Greensboro by 26 points, 9-10-64 to 5-8-38. McLeod 6 points clear of West Preston, 7-14-56 to 9-8-62. Heidelberg 6-10-46 trails Mundura, 11-14-80. And Montmorency 12-5-77 trails Lower Plenty by 7 points, 12-12-84.
Back here, 15 points and a pulse for the Bears if they can get another one pretty quickly, but working hard to make sure that doesn't happen is Morrison. His handball though straight to Fazaro, the Thomastown skipper. He was set upon by 3 or 4 Bloodsmen, and there will be yet another stoppage in the centre square. And we go once again. It is Cadby who gets up nice and high. Morrison was good with the body to make sure he didn't get a clean tap to a teammate. Going hard is McCurry at the bottom of the pack. He does get one in the back. Yeah. It's going to be a Tomo ball.
Oh, that should be 50 as well.
And it is.
Umpire Jordan Canellis in the box with us at the moment. He's been spot on with both his calls.
Just a push right up the front of McCurry's shirt, so that's a 50-metre penalty.
So it will be James McCurry. probably just too far out to score, you would think, but he does have a fair wind behind him, so if he lets a long ball go, he's half a chance. That one is not going to score. It's going to go to Aussie Duro. Almost got its second grabber. Shannon Ball, an opportunistic snap. Can he put it through for a goal? No, it's swinging out towards the right forward pocket and out of bounds on the full in the end. Not the greatest result.
Aussie Duro's inability to take a contested mark inside 50 has probably cost Thomastown today.
They
could have had a lot more shots.
Normally so strong overhead. They kept kicking it to him, but he's just not reading it through the air as well as he normally does.
So the long kick out from defence. Badley Kelly takes a big grab from behind. He ended up competing against his teammate Morrison there, and that's a great mark at half-back for Lalor, who lead this one 60-45, 21 and a half played. In this final quarter, he's taken some strong grabs overhead today, Badley Kelly. That time there goes wide through the hands of Langbourne, but the boundary line there is his ally. Slips through his fingers, goes out of bounds. Throw in just forward of centre for Thomastown. They need to kick 3 goals in very little time to win this contest.
Ball to be thrown in on the centre wing near side of the ground. Cadby goes up and taps it down to a Baylor, who loses it. Baylor players coming through. Whistle delayed a little bit. Umpire finally awards a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Thomastown. So Baylor again. Got that one in the back.
Ferraro wants it long.
And Baylor decides to go to centre half forward. A few players leading out. Whistle's gone. Which way is this going? It's going Thomastown's way. So a free kick for them at centre half forward in the arms of Chris Leo.
Non-negotiable this one. Has to kick it.
Has to kick it. They trail by 15 points. This one will take them back down to 9. There's still a bit of time remaining. 22 and a half gone, but they need to get a move on quickly. Chris Leo lines up directly in front of goal. Kick it from just on the 50. Right foot kick on the way. Starts straight. Umpire not doing too much moving, but just enough to call it a behind.
There's so many missed set shots in this second half for Thomastown. It's proved probably costly in the end. There's 6 goals, 10-46. Lalor 8-12-60. User's ability to kick straight at one end has been the difference. Thomastown have missed 4 really gettable set shots in the last quarter of this game.
And they've been clinical when they've gone forward, Lalor, and Thomastown, unfortunately for them, have not been able to do the same thing. They've had a lot of opportunities, but haven't been able to convert as many as they would have liked. That's why Lalor hold this lead. Slender lead of 14 points, but it might be enough time's going to beat Thomastown unless they get a couple of goals really quickly here. Cupo's still fighting hard at ground level, wrapped up. Tackling pressure from Lalor has just been magnificent
and
throughout the whole day.
Structures defensively as well. They're good players getting behind the ball when they've needed them to, and just taking so many relieving marks.
King and Smith hanging out the back. They're fantastic all day.
We haven't seen Whittlesey yet, but Lalor probably has put on the best defensive display of any Division 2 side we've seen this year. As Cadby hooks that one inside forward 50 to full forward. No mark taken. Can they get the crumb from ball? They can't. Goes out for one more behind. Thomastown moved to 6-11-47. Lalor 8-12-60. The margin is 13 points.
24 minutes gone. 13 points, as Jordan said. Don't know if there's going to be enough time here for the Bears. King comes out from full-back, and a great mark taken by Jacobs. Those two will be right up there for the Midas Greensboro Player of the Day voting, I would think. Shane Jacobs taking another fantastic mark at half-back. It's been a rock in the midfield and in the air as well, and he goes long towards half-forward. Morrison had a big fly, couldn't bring it down. Going hard is Abella. He got it over the top to his teammate there in Lassar, couldn't take it cleanly. Now handball comes out to Tatino. He has to break a tackle. He runs to the 50. Josh Tatino, is he going to keep it straight? No, he swings it out to the right. One behind.
Would have been a great goal.
That would have gone in if it wasn't so windy. Kick out from fullback is going to be taken by Jared King.
It does make it an even 2-goal game though here. So 6-12-48 Thomastown. Lalor 8-12-60, so 25 minutes played, probably times beyond them, but at least it makes it just a 2-kick game.
Chance for a draw.
Quarters today have gone 25, 26, 27 minutes. As the kick out from fullback has been turned over. David Foligno marks in the pocket.
He recognises the little time left on the clock. He's just run back to his mark, and he'll have to aim it quickly. Throws up the grass and hasn't got long to assess, has he, guys? He's just got to put it through the middle.
25 and a half gone. You probably wouldn't want the ball in any other hands if you're a Thomastown fan. Here's a beautiful kick of the ball. David Foligno normally, has he swung it back on this occasion? No, he's drifted it out in front of Aussie Duro and Ferraro, and they haven't been able to do much with it. It's gone through for one behind, or was it a mark on the goal line?
Well, it hasn't been paid for a score, so it stays at 48-60.
48 plays 60, 12 points still the margin as the Bloods move out from defensive 50. Out towards centre wing, no mark taken. Scotty Dow just lets that one trickle over the boundary line. 6-12 plays 8-12.
1 goal to 4 since half-time.
60 to 48, yeah, they've definitely been inaccurate. They've kicked 4 or 5 behinds a couple of times throughout today in each quarter. Thomastown, ball thrown back in, far side of the ground. Morrison just punches that one forward towards the wing. Bronson is there, loses it, gets it back. Just goes for a bit of a dash up the boundary. Kicks up towards half forward. That one's gone out of bounds on the full.
All he had to do was pitch it inside, and then they could have locked the ball in their forward half. Now Thomastown get one more chance to reload, and here they go off half-back. High kick from McCurry, gets it up towards half forward. Dale is in the hole again, as he has been all day, and he does magnificently well to take the mark, and then he tries to release a teammate. Could have held it up, but he decided to play on, and now he lets Cupo back in. Cupo, he gave up the ball as soon as he got it. Now Badley Kelly, this should be enough for Lalor. Dow, he gets a second chance to redeem what he did before, and he hands out to a teammate who finds Jared King, who's been just about best on ground. He takes the mark 70 metres out.
I think you'll find he'll hold up the play here. He'll just take time, and he just chips over the top. He's got Freebarn who's taken the mark now, and you feel now the Bloods have done enough. We go into the 27th minute of this last quarter. A high kick up the line. A Bella flies up against Sporowski. Ball at ground level. Hughes stayed down. Handball was intercepted there by Cadby. He was tackled by Jacobs. Handball over the top now. Flicked inside now. McCurry fell over. The ball hit him in the back. Lassar went hard. Also with him there for Lalor was Andrew Koski, but the boundary line beat him. And we'll have a throw in. Sent to wing with Lalor 8-12-60 leading Thomastown 6-12-48.
27 and a half.
Right in front of our commentary box, the ball is thrown in, up the back Jacobs, grabs it, loses it out of the ruck contest, and Lalor bring in the numbers. 27.
They're happy to just keep locking it up, aren't they?
They are. It's the longest quarter we've had so far today, almost on 28. Ball to be thrown up. On centre wing, over the top, Cadby rises highest. Just punching that one forward, willing the ball to go forward, but they're 2 goals down, Thomastown, and Lalor have possession. They go into the middle. Bonson takes the mark. He'll be in the running as well. Might get a few votes today as the ball goes up inside their forward 50. Hughes is there. Scotty Dell is there. He'll run it on goal. He'll seal the victory for Lalor, and there it is.
The Bloods.
Scotty Dell wraps it all up here at Main Street Reserve. Lalor will win.
Scotty Dowell, he's been great in defence today. He snuck forward here, ran onto the loose ball. Thomastown, fair enough, they had numbers pushed up in that situation, looking for some goals against the grain to stay in contention. But as it turned out, it left them exposed down back. Dow picked the ball up, ran into the open goal, and the Lalor faithful told the rest of the story. Lalor 9-12-66. Thomastown 6-12-48. We've gone just shy of 29 minutes here in the final term at Main Street Reserve. The Bloods are going to stretch their advantage at the top of the Division 2 table.
Huge win for the Bloods. They take a stranglehold of Division 2 ladder at the moment. It's been a brutal afternoon here. Both sides have been going hard at it from the start to the finish, and they're going to come out with a win here, Lalor. But maybe one last consolation goal here for Thomastown. Harrower snaps it up towards Aussie Duro at ground level. Ferraro, he's had a dirty day, can't pick it up. Here goes Aussie Duro once again, tries to kick it off the ground, but on the last line of defence, Lalor have seemed to always have the numbers there at the back. That kick's not the best one coming out of defence. It will be a Thomastown ball, but it's too little too late.
And again, there was another mark dropped there by Jacob Aussie Duro inside forward 50.
Yeah, they haven't had a great day, the two tools there for Thomastown, normally so reliable.
They've been worn like gloves by Jason Dow and Scott Morrison in defence as McCurry has a speculative shot from the boundary. Aussie Duro goes up again, loses it and goes over for one, a rush behind. So Thomastown add one more to their score.
Massive win in the context of the season here for the Bloods. It just completely sets up their run for the finals, and they're in the box seat for the finals
and
campaign.
As I said earlier, with Hurstbridge set to go down to Whittlesea, they're well down in that game there. It means Lalor moves to 42 points for the season, and they'll go ahead of Whittlesea, who will be on 38, so they'll be one game clear with a month to go.
Whittlesea is Lalor's next opponent before a trip to Panton Hill. As the ball goes out towards centre wing and a mark taken by Fitsari. Thomastown next week travel to Hurstbridge and then face Mernda a week afterwards. As the ball goes back inside 50 again for Thomastown, but the mark taken by Smith.
1v2 and 3v4 again next week, and the Stars at three-quarter time today, they trail Panton Hill as the siren sounds.
The Bloods.
And Lalor records a 17-point win. 6-13-49 Thomastown. Lalor 9-12-66 boys. A massive win for Lalor. It really keeps them now in the prime position for a top 2 finish as they push towards September action for the second year in succession.
Yeah, they were fantastic today, Lalor. They were challenged on a few occasions. Thomastown came really hard at them towards the end of that first half, and It was really on there in that third quarter, but Toddy Hughes just broke the game open, didn't he, with those 3 goals in the third quarter, and then one to start off the last, and it was just about Red Rover from there.
I think it was those 2 goals at the end of the second quarter that really did it. Thomastown was still in the contest with about 5 or 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter, but those goals from Hughes, they were just so important in the context of the game and really ended it just before three-quarter time.
So it's a final score here. Lalor 9-12-66 defeated Thomastown 6-13-49. We'll go to a break. On the other side of this, we'll have all the final scores. We'll have our post-game analysis, and we'll also talk to the round 14 Midas Greensboro Player of the Day. You are listening to the NFL Match of the Day on your local station, 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.
I love the local news.
I love the music variety.
In all local sport.
24 hours a day. It's all local. 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.